Hello, this is Alechius, and welcome back to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. We're back. We finished the Destroy a Full Fleet. I'm coming at Defend Your Convoy completely without any preparation whatsoever, much as I did with Destroy a Full Fleet, which I think a lot of you noticed, and I learned a lot from it, so thank you for that. For Defend Your Convoy, we are looking at an objective: defeat a powerful battlecruiser that attacks your convoy. We're looking to do it with a heavy cruiser, a light cruiser, or destroyers. The enemy attacks your convoy with an advanced battlecruiser. Your resources and technology are limited, but if allocated wisely, you can defeat the incoming steel monster with cunning tactics or number superiority. We have 5 transports. They have their battlecruiser. 75 minutes to keep at least 3 transports alive. And we must sink the battlecruiser. We can't just fight it off. I am inclined to do the heavy cruiser first. And I think I will. I might back out of this depending on how this works. Armored Cruiser 5, 17.5 ton, 1,000 tons. I can work with that. Ooh, much better hull form, so we should be able to get a good amount of speed from that. Less stability though, less resistance. Kind of an interesting balance. Stick with the Armored 5 though. What do we have? Corrupt 3, so we have 90%. Base accuracy of 12. We'll go with the really fancy, expensive one to start. Same with the rear tower. Throw on 1 small funnel, 2 small funnels. Try to fit 2 barbettes. Although I doubt I'll be able to handle that much weight. Let's see. Go up to 11 inches. We lose some range by going up to 11 inches. It's about 20-ish. 25% larger. Less range, 50% more damage, bit less muzzle, significantly less muzzle velocity. What else do we have? Just Mark 4s for the rest. Those 10 inches are looking really good then. See if we can fit 4 on here. I don't think we will be able to. I will keep it with doubles. The accuracy bonus does seem to be pretty significant. 2-inch casemates I'm not even going to bother with. Do we even need to bother with 5-inch? I think we can go with just the main armament. I'm going to try to maximize the bulkheads and make it larger. Excellent. Does it change in size at all? It does. At about 15,500 tons. With the semi-oil, forced, skip the engine, barbette, anti-torp. I'm concerned about fire damage, always, because it seems to be an overly powerful meta right now. With heavy ammo, regular, standard amount of torpedoes. Kind of depends. What are we looking at for 10-inch gun? We're looking at 6 inches of penetration, given the auto-generated 6 inches max, assuming they have corrupt 4. That seems to be about where the actually, does it adjust for that? It sure does. Means it should adjust for the rest of this. But 12 or 6 inches of armor seems to be above, penetration seems to be above the roughly 5.5 inches of armor that the default battlecruiser tends to auto-generate as. So I'm inclined that extra penetration sure would be nice. We're up to a muzzle velocity of 800 with white powder. I don't think we have the weight for it. I don't want to decrease accuracy by having better reload. Maybe if I went to 2 turrets, that would seem reasonable to me. Rangefinder wise, do we really want... The gun aiming speed seems completely worthless to me. Ranging to maximum possible accuracy for wherever you're at seems to be trivial. So it's that 4% gun base accuracy or the 15% long range accuracy. Long range appears to be at like 5,000 meters. Anything within that is close. Might go with coincidence then. We'll try to get in close. Now, if we were to protect against our own guns, completely, that's what we're looking at. Oh, no, we need 6.5. No secondaries to worry about. I haven't added any torpedoes either. Those do make it a little bit too heavy. It's not going to do much either. At most, it would force them to maneuver. So they'll see it coming. Aft offset is a bit much. I know we haven't fully optimized. Oh, yeah, we haven't done turbines yet. We have 2. Close are we with steam? 42%. That's pretty far from 33% to get 3 heavy cruisers. Try 2. I do want the extra armor. Try to out-armor the battlecruiser. I think that's doable, given the era. Would that ever happen in real life? No. But, yeah, I'm not going to go one-on-one. Let's drop the belt extended to 6. Should be enough. Can't get 26. No. Well, we can just get 26. Saved a lot of weight. Switch down to triple expansion. Doesn't help the cost any. Or sorry, multiple expansion. Triple expansion is this one. Basic steam. How are we on engine efficiency? 100. Which is too basic. Funnels. I can work with that. That's too heavy, that'll be too heavy, and so will that. Is there any more we can squeeze out easily? Not without delaying longer and really considering the options. And I like to spend about 10 minutes designing. Enemy smoke is to the north. I will split you, two of you, into your own divisions. Are you going to put them on opposite ends of the transports? Oregon, Seattle, both at 26 knots. Transports are under AI control. I can't do anything with them. Times 10 speed. Alright. Go one direct. One will go obliquely forward. Man, that's pretty far. That's actually better sighting than we've had in, I think, any other mission. 12.5. That's about right. Looking at our ship. They have 4 triples for the main battery. They look relatively small. They have some secondaries. They have spotted us. I assume they'll be firing them shortly. Sound relatively big. What are we looking at for accuracy right now? 8%. Move broadside. Wait for them to shift targets. I'm going to keep this one at full speed. This one as well. I'm not going to reduce speed yet. Okay, so we got a hit. Slow turn to the side. Identified this yet? No, not quite. Destroyed a casemate. Sitting at about 5 kilometers. I want to slow it down a little bit. Yeah, without the radio, that flagship bonus is pretty narrow. Maybe you should consider the radio. Alright. Oregon. One hit, destroyed the casemate. Battlecruiser's casemates are pretty minimal. She has 14-inch guns, 8-inch secondaries here. 6-inch... Oh, she has torpedoes. Take a look. Where is that torpedo? Don't see it as yet. The other thing I was going to say is few bulkheads, 5 inches of armor. We can penetrate that. And we are. Already. At this range. Not sure our armor can handle 14-inch guns. Where we are now might be within the immunity. Well, we're a bit close now. Take a look at the Oregon. Okay, taking a couple of the 6s. Or no, 8s. Yeah, the 8s are no threat. Fast is the Santa Lucia. 38 knots. Yeah, there's no way we're gonna match that. So I'm gonna be struggling just to keep up. He has the advantage of maneuver. Managed to do 13% damage. They've done 1. Things are looking well. We've knocked out quite a few of the secondaries, the funnel. In fact, we might be going faster at the moment. We've got an 80% accuracy at this range. They have a 15. I can work with this. Let's take a parallel course with the Oregon. Oh, they shot us in the engine. But not before we took them out. Well, that was fairly trivial. That might be fun to try again with a different setup. Possibly going for faster cruisers. Possibly even doing light cruisers. The destroyers, I just think there's too many. It'd be a little bit interesting. That gives us time to do the pre-dreadnought conflict. Reinforce your fleet with the right ships. The enemy is near with a combined force of pre-dreadnoughts, old cruisers, and torpedo boats. We're talking like 1910s technology, possibly older. Visibility and reconnaissance will be vital for this mission, as we must trace the enemy fleet first to gain tactical superiority. Your friendly forces include some cruisers and torpedo boats. Will you spend your resources to construct a few pre-dreadnoughts, or will you increase your numbers with more light ships? We have 1 heavy cruiser, 3 light cruisers, and 6 torpedo boats. Take out 9 torpedo boats, 4 light cruisers, so they don't have much of an advantage there. 3 heavy cruisers, bit of an advantage there, and the 4 battleships. I think I've taken a liking to the maximized firepower, but most of the time, since gunnery seems to win the day, in particular the accuracy and the penetration. The maneuverability and survivability is still an option though, because of the minus 25% to hull weight. That's significant. Yeah, that's actually a significant bonus. The engines and boilers tech. Depending on if we can get turbines or not, that may be one of the things that decides this. I'm going to take a look at enhanced firepower first. We get basic steam engines. That is brutal. Really limits the amount of old pre-dreadnought. It limits the amount of weight we have available. With the maneuverability and survivability, we get turbines. With the mixed, we get steam. If we want turbines, we're going to need maneuverability and survivability. And a couple people have noticed, I like to make battle cruisers even when they're not battle cruisers. You're not wrong. We'll do induced. See where this goes. Main gun wise, we're looking at 12-inch Mark 1s. Good grief. Yeah, they're making this pretty old style. Basic forward tower. We have a choice on the rear one. It's not a huge difference, a little bit for cost. Funnels wise, we'll go with the 2 smalls. Nowhere else to put any. No barbettes. Pre-dreadnought, we can do up to 3 turrets. And I will attempt to do so. 6-inch battery, I will take a look. 64 tons doesn't seem like a lot, but I want to keep that in mind depending on how the rest of this shakes out. Or I may just want to do smaller guns on that forward section. 4-inch there. We'll do the 3-inch. We have some light forces to worry about. Not that the 3 inches are very effective. I know I've been preaching that, but they're so lightweight. I may just give up on everything below 5 inches, but not today. You know, some people are going to be upset I'm putting underwater torpedoes on them. I find them useful. But I'm not against removing them. It is... 60 tons is not something I can just ignore. Drop 3. Amazing. I think I can defend. We're getting expensive though. Well, let's put all the nice bells and whistles on it, and then we'll take another look. Want the heavy shells. Want to go for basic black powder. Man, this is brutal going back to no technology. I feel like I have no choices. Oh, never mind. 15-inch torpedoes. Alright, they're going. Those are officially worthless. Now, for the 12-inch guns. With our current settings, we need 6.5 inches of armor, and we have far more than that. 6.5 there. The deck, we don't even need close to that much. They've got 14s. Okay, that'll make a difference. I think I'll do 1.5 inches. 10, 10, 2 for those. We'll increase the secondaries to 6.5. I like this setup. We're a bit lightweight. So I can take a weight hit. Go down to semi-oil, which is just fine. Coal might be a little too much. The funnel capacity doesn't change too much with oil and semi-oil. Coal, it does. And it gives a bonus to the floatability and ammo detonation. That is pretty favorable. With that, we'll want to increase funnel capacity. Is it worth it? That doubles the price, 66,000 each. Or 60, well, I only get one. And that puts us in a worse place. And I could only fit one of those, so I get 2 small funnels. Regardless. With that, I can get us up to 24.5 knots. Is there anything else I want to reduce for that benefit? No, so we'll take 2 of these and we'll see how it goes. I could reduce the tonnage. That will reduce the amount of hit points, for lack of a better term, that we have available. And are we going to get anything valuable out of that? We'll do 10,100 tons. How much are these? I'll just try to shrink it down. That gets us in the range where we might be able to get 3 of these. Case weight wise, is there anything we're looking at? No. 3 of these would be nice, especially since they're protected enough. Not a ton, just enough. And that doesn't affect it too much. I reduce the bulkheads, those don't cost much. It's all gotta be the engine. And I don't want it to be that slow. Yeah, that would be under 20. Well, heck, why not? Give it a chance. Do we hit the engine efficiency at like 21, 22? Got the coal. Natural, bring it way down. Yeah. And does not actually cost that much. These are tiny, by the way. I sacrificed the armor to get 3. We've got 4 battleships. They're pre-dreadnoughts, but... You know what? Let's just do it. Go down to 19.5, we'll see how it turns out. Depending on how it turns out, we'll redo it with 2 larger ones. Alright, to the southeast. This way. Heavy cruiser, terrible. 3 light cruisers. They're tied up. Then we have our 2 groups of torpedo boats, which will go this way and this way. Oh yeah, I didn't even check the sea state last time. Negative 27.5. That's pretty significant. Smoke spotted southeast. And everyone's getting all scattered to the 5 winds. Get this down to 16 knots. Variable will go 20-ish. This will allow the stragglers to catch up. 28 and 20. Oh, we have spotted them. Oh, torpedo boats. Oh, right. Torpedo boats, not destroyers. So they have no smoke. The launchers are good to what range? 1.5. Could close in. I'd rather do a concentrated run in at them. Get them up to max speed. Tie them together. Alright, they're over there. I don't mind circling around with the main fleet. That's a cruiser of some kind. That is a battleship with what looks like 11-inch. Do I turn around with the battle fleet? I think I will. Not that we're going to penetrate anything at that range. Oh, 12 inches of armor. Yeah. I think we should focus on the small ships then. By those, just keep these torpedo boats together. I want them to stay at range. We'll use them as a shock tool after the dreadnoughts have taken out the light forces. Come on, knock that stuff off. Trying to maneuver around everyone. They are using 10-inch. 9-inch on their heavy cruiser. Singles. They have a maximum speed of 21. Getting close. Accuracy is at 4% now. We got a hit with something. 3-inch penetration. There's the smoke. Two more hits, a 3 and a 4. Sitting at 2 kilometers now. Try to parallel their course. What are my torpedo boats doing? I tell you, killing me. That's alright, we're just gonna lose that torpedo boat. There we go. And they lose the first ship. Now for the second in line. 13% chance if we want to start poking at their battleship. Other than the 10-inch primaries, the 3-inch secondaries are rather unimpressive. Have torpedoes aboard though. Well, let's shift to HE and target the turrets then. You have the advantage that they have minimum bulkheads. Keep an eye on when they launch their torpedo. They have launched at Emperor of India. They're just going to completely miss that one. That's a fair amount of fire. They're turning away now. Possibly going after our torpedo boat. Bring back our ones from way out. Start getting them in here and maybe torpedo these heavy cruisers or these battleships. There we go, that's a good amount of fire. And I'm going to collapse that at this point. Oh, we got one of the light cruisers doing an action I wasn't really watching. Yeah, that seems to be running a bit better. Almost loaded their torpedo. That their launch? No, that was one of ours. Almost down to necessary messages. Well, the enemy has abandoned their poor battleship, Tirpitz. There's the initial flooding down in the engine room, which will slow her down further, making her an even easier target. And extensive fire. Alright. Back to auto. Try to close in a bit. Alright, let's get broadside. Your chances of hitting that torpedo boat are nil. Dude, they're done. Yeah, I think the light cruisers are gonna do for that action. Focus on the Freya. Potential 6% chance of hitting them at this range. There's an overpen. Six inches of armor. No torpedoes on the heavy cruiser. Up to 11% hit chance. There we go. Conning tower destroyed. Light cruiser ammo detonation. You may just sink outright. Trying to keep an eye on any torpedoes this guy will launch. Augur. Alright, let's shift targets. Gonna take a while for all the turrets to traverse, which is fine. And now we're up to 36% hit ratio. There's the torpedo, which might hit Emperor of India. Oh, just misses forward. Are under 1,000 yards. Penetration should be decently high. Damage to the main gun. Lost the Medusa. Down to half a kilometer. And if we strike them at this range and it does not penetrate, I'm switching back to HE. Penetrations are amazing against large ships, but they just seem to be so rare. Yep, the armor is a little bit too thick as well. So we'll get the HE out. Oh, we're about to see another torpedo. Hard to port. And hard to starboard. Where's the rest of their fleet? Kind of meandering around over there. Still have a 1 in 3 chance of hitting at this range. There we go. Got a casemate and lit him on fire. Yeah, where are these guys? They launched on a torpedo boat. Oh well. Leave you to the AI's ministrations. Good luck. Given our accuracy, I'm gonna bring us up to full speed. Get the other ships closing in a little bit better. A fair amount of fire. There's a little bit on the stern as well. It's almost look like monitors. Oh. Extensive fire all of a sudden. At this range, might want to keep it as HE. Do speed down to 16 again. Hey, the torpedo boat's got the Baden over here. Lost one of our torpedo boats. Still has active flooding. Well, hits. Another torpedo into the bottom. We're baiting. Okay then. I think she's done. Switch to Freya. That's pretty extensive fire. It'll probably go down from structural damage if the flotation doesn't get her. Oh, those fires are starting to go out. Alright, starting to maneuver to avoid this heavy cruiser. Go ahead and maneuver. Got a 14%, 13% hit chance. If targets to the Atlantis, finish her off. AP at close range. Oh, I am not even see this torpedo boat. There we go. Shift to the torpedo boat and high explosive. Only a 3% chance of hitting with the 12-inch, 12% with the 6-inch. Got a torpedo hit on this one. S9. Maneuvering for the torpedo I knew was coming. Where are we commanding from? From the Centurion now. There goes the TBS 9, and now we're going to go after the S3 by directly T-boning the Emperor of India. Almost got this torpedo boat down. That seems like an acceptable target to me. What is the status of this guy? Impotent. Okay, the torpedo went off towards the King Edward. It's gonna miss. Might hit the Terrible. They have a torp, and they have a... Keep coming to the right then. Started to hit the S4. There's one torpedo. Hard left. But not too hard. There's the second one. Oh, we will come right. Yep, hit the Terrible. Letting the battleships independently target. There we go. Took out their torpedo. No threats from that anymore. Just as it finishes reloading. That one's torpedo is also out. One still has good torpedo launchers. I'm going to accelerate this a little bit. Running a bit long on this episode. Is kind of a big battle. Alright, shifting targets. Got some flooding on there. Ships have been hit with a torpedo. Except the Centurion. Okay. Shift to the S4. No, we'll stay on the S5. I know, we have to rearrange again. Got 40 minutes left. Not a lot. We can't finish off the S5 and then shift to the other battleships. Or possibly the S4 and S7. Seem to be moving along at a fair clip though, still in rather decent shape. And we don't have working torpedo launchers on anything anymore. Should maybe target the Baden first. As she is more immobile, easier to hit. An order of 60 to 30%. Very similar range. Roll it down to ×3. Turn away since she does have the torpedo. I think we're going to angle back in. King Edward VII being really slow in the back. Yeah, I'm going to keep that collapsed. Important information is up at the top. Modifiers, I know a lot of the ones that are involved. Wondering if her torpedo launchers are damaged. I haven't seen them launch yet. Get back up to ×5. Trying to wrap this up. Pretty extensively on fire now. "24 minutes. Not sure where we're at for number of ships wise. I'm close to finishing her off. Earthjoff. Fires on the right parts, but not enough, I think. Yep, that'll do. Come around and go after the Baden. Where else do we have? Taking out the Baden doesn't work. We have this torpedo boat, the S1, which get you guys after it. After that one. That's not a good sign. In console commands, not good. Alright, looks like we've almost got the Baden. Alright, excellent. Where else would the enemy be? Not see which way. Looks like the S1 is a requirement. Well, let's go this way. Same with you guys. Get over here. Max speed if possible. Get within range, actually take them out quickly. And will that even do it? We might run out of time. The smoke's over that way. That's definitely way too far to actually get within range. There we go. Close enough to do damage. Slow it down. About time. Actual ladder aiming that matters. Almost got her. That doesn't do it. It's over. That'll be a loss for the scenario. Even though that's essentially a win. I'd say our armor is working out pretty well. And lost. I do want to retry because I want to look at this and remember what everything is at. But I'll check that in the video. I'm pretty happy with how these are performing. Seems to work out very well. The armor meta in the game is rather overpowered. So is the high explosive, but you need something to go over the armor meta. That's fine. I can work with this. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for staying till the end. Please leave a comment and let me know what you think, and I will see you next time. Take care.